You're just in time. Saved you a seat for the Pillars of Man, your number one podcast for the best conversations you could find aimed at male self improvement. You are not that lazy. That is the deep dive for tonight's episode. For me to help you debunk how lazy you see yourself. The definition of laziness to me, I don't know if this is the one in the Webster dictionary. Okay, I'm not sure. It's just when I think about laziness, it is the inability to do important things. Now, of course, to reality filtered through the modern male human experience for you and I to make most of, if not all, the important things very difficult. There's something about, the difficulty and the most epic tier possible. I mean, these are the hardest things to do. And they are always attached to the most important things. And I say important because most often when you're thinking about what you want out of life and you're thinking about your hopes and your dreams, bro, that's what makes it so important. It's because you're trying to figure out, and you might already know, you might already have a very clear idea. That's awesome. If you don't, then you need to put some time into figuring out and fleshing it out, conceptually speaking. I mean, this is just visualization and imagination, down to the most vivid detail possible of what it is you're trying to do, the life that you're trying to live, lead, and go towards. This kind of living. Yeah, okay, sure, you call it self improvement. Yeah, I call it being super masculine, chasing success, just living your best life. I mean, that's one of my favorite go tos for describing this kind of lifestyle of personal development, of self improvement, of, of just doing better so you can be better and then have, that's the best part, better. That's what ties it all in to all of those, uh, all of those very mundane, very boring, like super tedious. These are the long hours. This is that this is that endless. It might as well be. It's not actually, but the way that we have to do it for as long as we will have to do it to be successful. It might as well be an endless to-do list every single day. You wake up and it's staring you in the face, and you got to hit it. You got to hit as many as you can. I mean, on a bad day, is that like one or two? Is that like half of one? And then that's it. I'm headed over to Netflix with my favorite snacks. I mean, some days are super rough, bro. Then on a really good day, you hit several. But then that's just one day. To do it consistently, to do it all as much as your life will demand you to. Because as soon as you come up with what you want, oh, oh, I see it. I can imagine it. And I want it so bad. You are filled with tons and tons of desire and motivation and whatnot. And that's a beautiful thing. But when it really comes time to perform the action itself, okay? All right, here we go. The moment has arrived, as I like to say. And this will maybe be some time back that you have in the evening. Maybe this will be a day off. Eventually, your life is going to give you a just a pocket excuse me, a pocket of reality. However short or long this time frame is, you are on your own clock. You're not on anybody else's watch. You are not obligated to anyone or anything else. I mean, this is most typically when you are home alone and you're back from work, or it is just straight up a whole day off. And to be lazy, to experience the curse, I mean, it's so many things. The burden, the regret, the pain, the misery. It's so much. It's so much because it stops you. Everything gets frozen. Everything that you want out of life. And it's crazy too. I mean, maybe that's kind of just the beginning of the pain. It's kind of like the tip of the suffering iceberg. And what's underneath, okay, deep down in the depths of the ocean of your life. Oh, Lord, what a metaphor this is turning into. That right there is how haunted you are. Now, I say haunted because it's not like you have something you want, and so then you try and do it to have it, but then you fail because it's like, oh, I don't feel like it, but I don't want to do it. It's not happening right now. I will do it later. Do it next week, next month, next year, next life, in the afterlife. I don't even know if that works like that. But it's not now. It's the great avoidance of the present moment, of what must be done. And so that is attributed to this. I'm just too lazy. And if only it would stop there. See, this is what I mean by hope. Because it does follow you, doesn't it? It rears its ugly head forward in the most inconvenient of times. You are trying to enjoy a show. You're trying to immerse yourself in some kind of game. You are out and about. You're kicking it, okay? Throwing back some at the local watering hole with, yourself, with your boys, whatever the scenario is. You're trying to do things in life that take your mind off of the pain that you know right here, super deep down in here. You know how badly you actually want to do the important things, the really difficult, the really tough ones, the ones that make you struggle, bro. And so this feeling of incompetence, of being what is it, inert, motionless. Okay, you feel so cemented wherever you are right now in life. Can't can't get up, can't go up there, can't move forward, can't go this way for what I want. Now I want to stop it right here because this is my portrayal. I mean, as well as I can, my clear depiction of the very real danger of laziness when you allow it to consume you. It is what a voracious appetite, more and more. It must be fed in this way every single day. Our laziness, and it's off of our lives. I need my daily feeding of what you true, excuse me, of what you truly want, of the man you were born to be, of who are supposed to be living. And I know it's kind of especially like this. I mean, it's just like some random podcaster, bro, on the internet is telling me how I'm supposed to be living. I don't actually know. I definitely don't claim to know that answer, but I would try and pivot you towards self improvement because it is when you get better that everything else does, that your life gets better. And so then, how does that happen? How do you really overcome this feeling, this stagnating, you know, emotional and physical, mental blockade whenever, as I said earlier, the choice arrives. Or, if it's not a choice, maybe it isn't because it's like one thing. I mean, it's like to do or not to do. But what I mean by, you know, besides that one choice, it's not, oh, do I do this or do I do that? It's like, okay, all these several different fires to put out. Which one do I extinguish first? Maybe it's not like that for you. Maybe you have that one thing. Yeah, yeah. I mean, oh, it's about time, brother, to get started, to give it your full undivided attention. And so you do. You know, I say this because in the very first moment, okay, whatever you want to call it, nanosecond, microsecond, the first minute, the first 5 minutes, whatever it is. But how about the first instance? Your mind, your brain lands on it. I, I could, because I'm just chilling right now. I'm actually, it's been a nice day off so far. But I'm looking at the rest of it, and it's multiple hours. And so, right there, it never happens because I believe um, we, as men, conclude it isn't worth doing. It isn't worth doing because you just simply you don't perceive it in the same way as you do everything, anything possible to avoid doing what you need to. And this is how the laziness becomes perpetual. I would rather play this, watch this, engage with this, get into this. I'd much rather live like that for the rest of my life. It feels so much better. It makes more sense. Logically. I mean, because we all figured this out from such a young age. Who knows how long you get to be around? It's that's for death and taxes. You, you feel me on that, bro? The death and taxes one. And since we're kids, we get this. Maybe not the tax, that comes like you turn 18 and it's like, oh my god, this is a scam. But the death one, oh yeah, we all get that. So I believe there's a very rational part of our minds that it dictates so much of daily choice and daily occurrences. I mean, you just think about any given week for yourself. What? So, brother, why does it continue to happen like that, though? Oh, but if I keep living like this, I'm never gonna. It's never gonna happen. There is no chance. The opportunity ceases to exist. I gotta get this going, but you just can't, right? It never does. You have to look at what you are already doing, and you take the emotion out of it. And the rationale is, I mean, I know I enjoy this. That could be good for you, could be bad for you. I'm not going to take it that deep. I mean, that's something absolutely, of course, to be considered. But I really want to just mainly focus on inability. I feel to begin. It's like you want to, but you are not able to get into the task at hand, the, the most pertinent, important one, the priorities of your life, and you really want to, you can't. So you continue to do what you believe you want to, the things that feel great, the things that maybe not so great, the things that they feel good, they feel good enough. You know, it's very instantly accessible. Okay, a lot of that could be on the internet. I know you know what I mean. We'll just leave it there. And then like, everything else is kind of pretty readily available. I mean, hey, we are in the future, and we're also in the 21st century. What do you want? Okay, add it to cart and check out. Where can you not go to sate a certain appetite? And yet the only hunger for your very best life, for everything that haunts you, because you can't stop thinking about it, and you can't stop dreaming about it, and you can't stop wanting it. Is it really a challenge to you? Is it really that impossible? If it became what you continue to do all the time in your life right now, what if it were a swap? That's what I mean. That the important tasks, like what's really necessary, what's really hard in life, that you could frame those things in a way as the most attractive, as the most worthwhile to do. Th- This is the core essence of the argument I'm putting up to dispel laziness in general. Because true, to truly be would mean you wouldn't be able to really do anything. Um, this is the sin of sloth, I believe, through Christian ideology. Just, you know, kind of sprawled, you know, literally kind of just lying there, not doing anything. But that is life. Could feel like it. And that's such a wild thing to say. These are really the consequences of laziness. And that it would feel like you live. That's the thing. You continue to wake up every single day. It's like you pay your bills and you do what you gotta do. And with that little bit of time back, dispense it into what feels good. It doesn't end there. And I just said this, but it doesn't stop right there. Maybe for some people it does. If you're out there, bro, if you're on the internet, if you're scouring the depths of the World Wide Web for self-improvement content, you stumbled upon me. Excellent taste. You found me. I mean, that gives me a safe assumption. You care. You are not able to fully put it out of your mind. It returns to you. It keeps coming back. That's what I mean by it doesn't stop. I I want to and I can't because I just can't bring myself to do it. I don't feel like it. It makes me so miserable. I can barely stand to think about it for like you know with effort and focus, very intense concentration for like more than 2 minutes, and then I'm just like tap it out. No, please make it stop. Let me go back, and you do. You go back to the go-tos, the usual typical habits, the the huge, my buddy would say, the usual, the, the, the old reliance. I had a mentor tell me, I mean, these are your go-to routines. And so you are trapped in that loop. Okay, I know what I want and I want to do it. Ah, I can't do it, so I do other things and I feel so bad. And then you get right back to wanting it again. Torturous. Such a vicious cycle. But you have to look at it. So that's happening right there endlessly because you're thinking doing what's important in life, doing what's really hard, none of that stuff is guaranteed, none of that is promised. Yet doing what feels so good in this moment because I can, I have the ability, I have the availability of it. What if I could just focus on that and I die soon, very soon? God forbid. But who's to say? In this way, to really only be God with that answer. Last I checked, He does not come down, letting us know, like, oh, hey, look, this is how much time you have. This is how much time you have. This is how much time you have. You really better get going. No, He doesn't. It's not like that. It just happens. So it's like, well, why? Why would I spend that precious amount of time being alive, living, existing, and funneling it towards what is not a guarantee? I don't know if this is going to work. It is really scary in this way. I feel that, but the pain doesn't stop. What to do? What to do? It must be shifted where what is valuable for you, what is attractive and worthwhile for you, must be what is difficult. That is all it is. I believe this is the true, like the origin source of laziness for, for all of us as struggling kings of our own lives. Remember, because I mentioned earlier, the the laziness true is just you can't do anything, but that's not how you live. And then you think, well, then wow, hours and hours and hours and hours. It really stacks up. I mean, you might be a guy with a how about a on average, very typical. So like the median of the spectrum, from unemployed to 100 plus hours a week. Is that a thing? Most definitely, probably for some who epic guy out there is that's a thing. But then so the right around the middle or the median is the 40 hours, and that means evenings back a few hours, something like that, 2 to 3, something like that, and weekends. And so that's what I mean. Wow, that really stacks up. You take how many weekends in a year? I don't know, but all that time, and then all those evenings too, week in and week out, and you realize this is the time. This is it. I don't have anything else to work with. This is the reality of my situation. This is where I need to try. That's where you need to try. So then it's like that great, and then you can see yourself, and it's happened over and over and over. Instead, those hours are being spent doing all manner of activities, however fun, however stimulating, however whatever. But it's not what you need. And I say what you need because this isn't how you get to what you truly want. It's very specific in this way. Hard work ethic, the focus, the effort, the concentration, the struggle, the discomfort. Oh, huge, huge. That's all over social media. Self-help, self-improvement, success spaces. Gotta get uncomfortable. Yes, absolutely. But then that's not your issue because you're able to be comfortable for as long as you want. This shows. Yes, bro. Yeah, of course you can focus. I know that's a very unfair comparison. It's like, oh yeah, okay, bro, but I love this game. You know what I mean? Like I love this show. Like I love watching these performers. Oh, if work could feel like that, and if it really could, that's the thing. That it is very possible that you are very valuable in this way. It is a reconditioning, so to speak, of everything that you are, all fibers of your being. It's just time. None of us were born doing everything that we do to avoid our best lives. That didn't just happen naturally. You fall into it. You get kind of tricked into it. I think in the very beginning, nobody plans to ruin the rest of their lives by settling on that. Just okay, you know, this vice, this stimulus, this is enough for me. It becomes enough. It doesn't start as enough. It never does. That's why you have to do it over and over. That's why you have to do more and more and more of it. The realization is that you can go the other way, incrementally, little by little, step by step, day by day. It doesn't matter. It matters that you go. It matters that you go that way. And so this is it's all sorts of different things that have been explained way better than I could. Okay, shout out to Atomic Habits, by the way, James Clear. I mean, he talks all about this stuff, but it's so true because it's so good. It's just a little bit at a time in the direction that you really want. You can't underestimate these very minute, microscopic basics. You, it, it's never really a good idea to bite off more than you can chew. But if you do chew one bite at a time towards everything that you want out of life, there it is. Bro, there it is. You have to. Oh, wow. Well, for what I enjoy, I can do it. Time disappears. You, you don't worry. You don't stress. You don't think about what you could be doing. You you definitely do not think, when will this be over? That is the pivot. That is the hack. That is what you're really trying. It's reconditioning. It is reframing. And it happens one little action at a time towards doing the hard things that you need to in life. Because doing what is difficult is what you're meant for, bro. Anything you've ever had that is of value, that was, this helped me, you had to struggle for in some way, shape, or form. Yes, of course, in life, things can be given for free. You can be born into all sorts of wonderful blessings that will never have anything to do with you. that's just awesome. But for maybe the more unfortunate in life, that doesn't mean it's over. That doesn't mean it won't work out for you. It's when you say it won't to justify doing everything and anything that is not living your best life. That's what it all comes back down to. This whole laziness thing, it is you. It is you. It's what you do. It's how you live, directed at the wrong things. It is not an absence of energy or the capability or the ability to. You absolutely have it. And then when you come into contact with it and you feel it all over again, you think to yourself, man, bro, this Pillars of Man criminal guy scammed me that night. Okay, because this is awful. This absolutely sucks. It's like, why? What am I doing? Why am I here? Why am I living like this? Because if you don't stop, you will lead to some of the wildest places you could never imagine. You actually cannot clearly. You won't approximately, accurately conceive it because it must be lived. It has to be shown to you when you get there. And you will if you don't stop. That is, I have this crumb from dessert tonight. I just got it. You have to see that the value system is everything in this way. And it's more than just the task, the journey, the activity, the choice, the decision, the career, the skill, the craft, whatever, whatever it is that you want to do in life. No, the value system is you, straight up. It's that you have to do the work necessary to find you so valuable and precious, more so than the things that you can't stop doing, because you are infinitely greater in this way. Of course, you are the most valuable asset in your life. A lot of guys, they struggle to see themselves like this. I'm hoping now it's beginning to come full circle. For most of my life, I never wanted to do what was difficult because I never thought that I could survive difficult. I never thought that difficult could be possible for me. Not me. I never liked it. I never had the inclination to, the desire to. And then I finally got started somehow, some way, God's grace. That's how. That was the way. And I began. And I have so many wonderful blessings in my life today because I learned to enjoy what was so hard for me. This is very possible. This is not masochism. This is not to torture yourself and just like get very robotic and autopilot it and just like ignore your feelings and just do it like a zombie. It's really not any of that. No, it's actually it's more enlightenment. It's more the satisfaction of the progress, the pride of the growth. Gotta be really careful with that one, okay? But it's just, and I'll say it like this instead. What I mean is to be proud of your own growth. Like, oh my God, not only am I doing it, look at everything I've done. It's all because brother, it's all for you. All of this is all for you. So it's like you give in, you cave, or you let it go, or whatever, you push it back again, whatever. All of it, you believe to be, because of this, oh, I'm just a really lazy person. I would say that beneath all of that, truly, is that you don't take yourself seriously enough. You do not appreciate yourself enough. You don't, you literally, I mean, this is not to promote, boundless narcissism or arrogance or a superiority God complex or anything like that. That's not what I'm recommending. But you do not admire yourself. You don't take the time to like look at you and be like, I can, I can. Maybe not in the way I need to be yet, but I can. I can. A few minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You can. It just keeps going. It just keeps going. You build, bro, and you don't worry about the past because that's foolish. You don't think about, well, I mean, oh, look at everything that was wasted, all the time that was wasted, all my life that I could have spent living like this and I never did. None of that matters. But simply the one thing that matters is that you would take it in the here and now and realign it. You would divert course towards what you really want. That happens every single moment, every attempt you try. That's what it's all about. And I mean, at that point, and when you aren't trying, and it's like, okay, oh, maybe you're not able to like all hours of the day on a day off. I mean, just let that be the goal. It's all good. Just let that be the goal, and you do what you can to try and make it there. Okay, well, then at that point, brother, you are doing it. It is happening, and just like that, I mean, it's just the laziness. It kind of it shatters. It's like shackles falling. You were never bound it in the first place. It's like a trick. It just laziness. I mean, the whole I am to think I am, it just leads you to believe you are something you are not. Because the capability, the belief in the faith, the willpower, the spirit in you as both man and king. I call you both. It exists within you. Very difficult to exercise it or operate in it when you so rarely pull it out. So pull it out. Not one day at a time, a little bit at a time. That's it. And you go in the other direction. And as you live like this, so this might be the sweetest part. Right here. This is like really the icing on the cake. So you continue living like this. And then you really do start enjoying it. You really do. Like you find this very ethereal satisfaction. You find this very serene zen because the world gets a lot less noisy. Stuff, people, and things start to get quiet because now you are redirecting all of your focus into bringing out the pinnacle of your potential. This is the sweetest of you, the best of what you have to offer for both yourself and the world to witness the king within you, the greatest man you could possibly be. That's the direction you're headed. You have to become him. And it's not because I'm saying you have to, I'm saying it's because it is inevitable. Because you will. That version of you cannot be denied. It's not, it just doesn't work like that for the man who refuses to stop trying. Trying is everything in this way, and it's all you need. Laziness prevents you from doing that. Oh, but then you're thinking, and I'll end on this, because you might be thinking, but that's exactly it. It's because I'm lazy that I can't try. I've never really tried. I'm just not able to. But then you have to dig deeper, right there. It's really um, like that simple. It's I want to say almost. I just don't want to try. No, that isn't it. That isn't it. You might not know what you really want. You might hate yourself. That's a whole separate issue of loving yourself enough to just like F the world. No disrespect, but like, okay, everybody, everything. And I use that cuss word because what I mean is, you just, you have to shut it all out. This is not, this is not to like go hermit mode and like abandon people in society and whatnot. And just like, okay, I'll just be by myself for the rest of my life. A shut in. No, no, no. But it's, I have to ignore like whatever other people are saying or thinking, or just like things that are happening, or just like all of this, because you need a little bit of time to just listen to yourself. Why? If I truly loved myself, would I really live like this? Oh, I hate my. Why do I hate myself? Was it how I grew up? Was it things that happened to me? Was it how unfair and cruel life has been to me? What is it? And you find it, and then it's really at that point, brother. Are you willing to let it go? Are you willing to try nonetheless? Try in spite of, because my promise to you tonight is that the moment you do is the moment everything really begins to change. And that's why, you know, that's my deep dive tonight on laziness. It's a simple fact that you really not. It is that what you value is the wrong things. Value yourself and what you want to do in life, and then you give it everything that you got for as long as you can. You build from there. This is an ongoing struggle. I am so much better, and I'm so happy to be able to say that. But it still happens. I don't know if it ever really goes away. Okay, because life will always be able to tempt you and me with the option of not doing it. That contrast will always be there, though it will always be your choice. You make the right one being towards everything that you want out of life. That is, brother, right there. That is an existence with no regrets. That's your life with the very best possible outcomes. And if you need help, you're looking for a space on the internet where other men are doing the same, trying to conquer laziness and all the other hurdles, obstacles, and blockades, so to speak, preventing any of us from really being the best men we can possibly be. You check me out. You're watching the Pillars of Man, your number one podcast for the best conversations you could find, aimed at male self improvement, surrounding philosophy, masculinity, wellness, and lifestyle. I'm your host Kumo. I continue to reshape the modern male reality, giving any man who wishes to pull the very best out of himself a way to do that. Thank you so much for watching, brother. You like content like this? Hit that subscribe button for me. And I hope to see you real soon for the next one. But until then, take it easy. Take good care of yourself. And I love you so much. Peace.